Hello everyone, this is Moshe, the electric Israeli on FSD. If you're new, please subscribe and help me change the world one electric car at a time. Thank you to all of my supporters. Follow me on X, and if you're buying a Tesla car, please use my referral code. Today we're not going to talk about Tesla, we're not going to talk about electric cars. We're going to talk about a plug-in hybrid car. In 2016, exactly 7 years ago, on January 2016, I bought the Chevy Volt. Okay, the Chevy Volt, it's a plug-in hybrid, and I still own it. My son, who's in college now, uses it. He loves it. And I have to say, it's been a great experience with this car. So let me tell you what it was, what it is now. I did a walk around. I'm gonna show you some stuff. So first of all, when I bought it, it was around, I think, $45,000. But we got $7,500 a tax rebate from the government that existed way back then. And right now it has about almost 110,000 miles on it. And when it was out, it had these numbers, there's three numbers called 50, 420, 1,000. So it's 50 miles pure range. It's 420 miles if you fill the tank with gas and charge it, so you will get around 420 miles, and you will fill up the tank about every 1,000 miles. Okay, every 1,000 miles. So they figured the average driver will go on EV most of the time. Now I gotta tell you that here's what's true and what fluctuates. The 50 miles actually was more like 55 miles. One summer, I got it almost to show up to almost 70 miles or 65 miles, depending on the weather and the region. In the winter, it is about 35 miles. Now, I'm going to show you what it is now after 7 years and 110,000 miles. The 420, if I put gas and I charge it to 100% at the beginning, when the battery was at full capacity, it's, I would say, 350 miles. That's it. It never made it to 420. That's not happening. Now, the 1,000 miles between fill-ups, that depends on the driver. Now, when I bought it, I used to drive it, and my distance to work is very close. It's really, really close. So there was no issue. So I would fill it up maybe twice a year. Now, sometimes it will just burn the gas because you didn't want the gas to stay there. So, but if somebody drives 50 miles a day at the beginning of it, 1,000 miles in between fill-up is more reasonable. Okay, it is more reasonable. Now, that's not the case today. So let me take you to the walk around I did around this car. Here it is, the Chevy Volt. First of all, it's a beautiful fascia. It is a beautiful thing. I'm going to tell you what I think, what GM did to this car, but it is a beautiful fascia. It is a sports car. It is a torque monster, an absolute torque monster, especially from 0 to 30. 17-inch tire. This is the LT model. It's not the top model, but it has a lot of great perks. The front left, that's where you charge it on 3.3 onboard charging. It's very slow, about 4.5 hours to charge it. It has, it's like a keyless thing. It's basically you have to keep the key in your pocket. It is a beautiful looking car. It really is. It's very quirky. It's very interesting design. There's no LED anything. It's regular lights. The famous Chevy bow tie and the Volt badge. And then the gas tank, the gas fill up is in the back. You have to open it from the inside of the car. The doors, like I say, if you press that little button, they will open, but you have to have the key on it and the key on you, and it is a beautiful Volt sign. Now, this is basically two cars in one, and I'll explain to you what it means in a second. Two cars in one car. So it is a hatch. I love hatch. I really do love hatch. There's a lot of it. So because my son uses it for college, I put a spare tire for him, all the tire gear. He had a flat tire, as you can assume. So that tire became very handy. And basically it's him and his girlfriend, that's it. And you can flatten the seats and get a lot of room. Nothing is automatic. There's not too much technology in this car. So you see, you press that button and then you open it. And here it's supposed to be a 3-seater. There are 3 seat belts, but maybe a little kid, and you have to have your leg from each side. So you see, you can open it, you can flatten it, give you a lot of room. If you don't put the spare tire, you get a lot of room. It's fantastic hatch, but it's very uncomfortable sitting behind. I'm 6'2", and I'm going to show you later on how it feels like sitting behind. Here it is. I'm sitting behind, and my head actually hits the ceiling. This is for maybe your mother-in-law or little kids. This is not for adults like me, and there's not too much leg room. So that's why I say it's 2 different cars. Now, the front is very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. I can pull the chair back. It's very, very comfortable sitting as a driver and as a passenger. Now, it has everything like automatic window opening buttons for all the windows. This is the mirror adjustment and all that. Very traditional looking Chevy. You know what it is, the lights, the interior lights. Lots of buttons, I have to say, lots of buttons. It is a push button to turn it on. Okay, so you foot in the brake and you turn it on, and it's great. Has a lot of options, a lot of buttons. Here's the cruise control button. You see, now it says about 28 miles. This is in the winter. So it lost about, in my opinion, it lost about 5-7 miles overall. So it's 28 miles. That's basically what it lost. Okay, so like I say, here on the left, this is the cruise control. All cruise control is right there. It has a steering wheel heater, okay, but the cruise control is not adaptive. This is the volume buttons. There is also a region button. This is all the menu. It's a lot of options. It's really, really great. It has a performance option that it's really going to make the car go really, really fast, but it will kill the battery. But you can have all the options, the tire pressure, everything that you want there, radio options. So it is physical buttons, which a lot of drivers don't mind that. It's actually very, very nice. I don't mind it. I don't drive that car anymore. My son does, but he really, really loves it. You know, gear stocks and blinker stocks, wiper blades. It's a traditional gear, as you're going to see in a minute. All the voice command and all that you have in the car, and the car, and again other options below the wheel. Now at this side, it's the region button. You see, it's a region button. You press it, and the car will region more aggressively. It's not great, but it's nice. Okay, all the climate control, traditional gear, USB input, and then you have like a 12 volt, I believe, right there. I'm going to switch arms, and here it is, 12 volt electronic emergency brake, and you have like a menu if you want to do like a performance or sports mode. Actually, they call it a sports. Now the screen itself, it is a touch. It is a touch screen. It has a menu, and it has all the options that you would like, all the audio, telephone, your phone book you can put on. Now this is the Apple CarPlay. I'm going to connect my phone in a minute, and I'm going to show you how it works. This is actually very nice. I wish Tesla has it. I wish. This is the compass, and this is here's the Apple CarPlay. See, once you ignite it, it gives you all your apps. Okay, it gives you all your apps. You can use Waze, as you can see. You can use Google Maps if you want. You can use whatever it is that you like. So it has a combination of touch screen and physical buttons. Okay, because it has resistive heat, it doesn't heat that quickly in the morning in the very cold. But you can turn it on from your keys. You can turn on the car from your keys, and this is the energy meter. Now, it shows now that the lifetime average of this car is about 100 miles per gallon. 100 miles per gallon. And when I used to drive, it used to be about 120 because I charged it every single day. When my son in college, sometimes he finds place to charging it. But even if you just go on gas, it's very, very efficient. It's about 45 miles per gallon, this car. So it is great, nice glove compartment and all that. So it is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful car. Now, I have to tell you, I really cannot believe that I still own this car. I'm like a 3 to 5 years and done. Sometime even less. But you know, it's been serving us really well. We have two sons, so one of them, you know, my younger one took it to college. He loves it. Now it does have adaptive cruise control, but it has absolutely no safety technology, no warning, no collision on it. That's why it makes me nervous that my son drives it. But it is a great car. We're not going to keep it forever. Now, in terms of the range, like I said, in the summer it will show me 42, 45 or so. In the winter, like you saw, 28. Sometimes I saw 32, depending on the temperature. So it did have a degradation. But this is let me just explain to you. This is a car for a small family with two kids in the back. Now, what's the worst thing about this car? That they don't make it anymore. Why not? Why shouldn't they make it? Because the GM, that's what they do. They do something good. Finally, do something good. They don't make it. It is a platform. It's not based on any gasoline model. It is a platform and all that. Now, you do have to maintain it. You have to do oil changes. The intervals are much bigger. They say 10,000. I do ever 7,500 or something like that miles. And I do that. It's very simple. I had no problem with it. Never didn't turn on, never stranded me, never, ever. Zero issues. It has some recalls. I don't even remember what they were, but nothing. Zero issues with this car. It's a really good car. Great storage in the back. Now, they don't make it, but car like this exists. Now, who is this car for? I always like to say that. Who is this car for? You know, people who don't have any way to charge, live in an apartment, no way to charge their car. So it will give you a great gas mileage. And if you have charging somewhere around, you can have it. Or if you do have charging, but you have range anxiety and you don't like to worry about finding public charging, this is really great. Like if you drive just electric on it, like if you're 50, 60 miles a day, you will barely put gas. When I drove it for a few years, I put gas, like I said, twice a year. Like there was no gas involved. I just had once or twice a year, the car would just burn it, especially in the winter time. And I kept like a little gas in it, couple gallons. This one, I think it's a 9-gallon tank. It's a very small tank. So, but because it has an engine, not an engine, it's a generator to keep the battery charged to 5%. It needs oil change, just like a gasoline car. It has exhaust. It has, you know, it emits fumes like a dirty old gasoline car. But if you drive it just electric, it is an electric car. It is a very fast car. Torque monster. It's not a Tesla or any other electric car, but it is an awesome car. So, if you buy, you can find it on secondhand. They are great cars, great cars, and that's why GM doesn't make them. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.